Hi guys, so I spend a lot of time on the internet and on YouTube, and I see lots of cool videos, and I post some of them on my page, but I thought it would be really cool to have one page to bring them all together to show you some of the cool videos that are out there, so you don't have to look for them yourself. So this series is going to be called Steve's Picks, and it's going to have videos I found throughout the week. Sometimes I will include an older video, but I will try to include the latest videos on this series. So the first video I'll be showing you is a video from Native Lang. He does some interesting videos about language, some kind of snippet about some small interesting thing that he's found out in a language. So this video is about a surviving dialect of ancient Greek called Laconic, and I'll put the link for it over here. The next video I'll be linking is a video from the virtual Linguistics campus. Now this is a very interesting channel because it was made by a linguistics department at Marburg University, and they actually use it as an active part of their teaching, but they put everything up online. And this latest video that they made is about 10 languages that have not changed that much over time, and you can find that video over here. Another really interesting channel that I like a lot is the Easy Languages series, the Easy Language group of channels. Now, in that channel, they interview native speakers, and then they ask them just questions about their life and what they do and things like that. But what's really cool is that they give subtitles in the actual language that they're speaking and in English, so you can follow along, and you can find that video here. The fourth video I'm going to be showing you is from the Languworkers channel. It's quite similar to the Native Lang channel, except he tends to go into a lot more detail, whereas the Native Lang channel tends to have a more storytelling approach. This video is about code switching, and he goes in depth about what code switching means and how people use it. You can find that video over here. And the last video I'll be linking for you is from the Tom Scott channel. He does lots of interesting videos about all sorts of things, and every now and then he does one relating to language. If you've ever looked at the Bluetooth symbol on your computer and wondered where that came from, it actually comes all the way from Old Norse, and Tom Scott explains more in this video. At the end of the show, I'd like to answer some questions from the community. So I put up a post on my page answering for questions, and I'm going to be answering them now. Kelsey Lee asks, what is your favorite new word? Something that was recently created. Well, I don't know how recently you want me to go, but one thing that I found very interesting is the word selfie. Now, the word selfie was created in the early 2000s, and it's since become near ubiquitous. I mean, everyone uses this word, and people complained a while ago when it was added to the dictionary, but they don't really like that dictionary just catalogue usage, and people are using this word, so therefore it should be in the dictionary. But what I find especially interesting about it is how quickly it spread, and that's because language is about communication, and if there's something you need to talk about, then you need a word for it. And so with the proliferation of smartphones, there was this need to talk about taking pictures with your smartphone, or especially taking a picture of yourself with a smartphone, which that practice itself also spread wildly. So people needed a word for it. And it's interesting that the word was coined and then just took off, and everyone referred to it as a selfie now. Okay, I hope I don't mess up your name. Tovilas Jasunas asks, why are you Steve but not Rolf? Why have you invented a project called Utlans, and why do you like Esperanto? Okay, well, I think the last one is a bit of a leading question, considering that I think I've made myself clear about Esperanto in many cases. Just generally, I just don't find it that interesting. I'm much more interested in natural languages and naturalistic constructed languages. But if you like Esperanto, that's fine. Why is my page called Steve the Vagabond and not Rolf or something related to my name? Well, it's very simple. I created a character called Steve the Vagabond a while ago. He was part of this world that I created for Utlans. And then once I made my page and my page started getting a following, then I just decided to use that name for my YouTube channel. So Steve the Vagabond and Utlans and my page and my YouTube channel, they're all created around the same time, and so all kind of connected. So I started the Utlans constructed language because I wanted to, well, basically just wanted to make a constructed language. I find them quite interesting. But I made Utlans specifically because I wanted to make a group of conlangs which are related, but they're also really different. But because it was part of this project to make an older language from which all world languages are derived, because it started with this guy saying that his language, all the languages come from his language, and I thought that was a bit ridiculous. So I decided to make a world where it was true that all languages came from one language. So that's why at the top of my page you will see Atlantean is the mother of language, because in this world that is true, and Utlans is just one of those. Paul Craig asks, is Scots truly a separate language from English? Okay, well, this might take a while to explain. So if you compare something like English and Japanese, you clearly see that they're different. Like, my name is Rolf. Watashi no namae wa Rolf desu. If that's good Japanese. Those are clearly very different. But if you look at something like Afrikaans and Dutch, they're closer, but people still say, okay, that's Afrikaans, that's Dutch. But if you look at something like American English and South African English, or American English and British English, are those separate languages, or are they just dialects? And if you look at something like Norwegian and Swedish, like, those are really close in a lot of ways. So the question really comes down to, what do people actually think is a language and which is a dialect? Because unfortunately there's no scientific way to say this is a language and this is a dialect, because there's just so much stuff that goes into it. Because some dialects are actually really different. Like, if you look at the Arabic dialects, you would expect maybe a dialect has a few words different here or there, but you can understand it for the most part. That's not the case with the Arabic dialects. They're basically languages unto themselves. And the only reason that people can communicate together is that they use a standard form of Arabic called Modern Standard Arabic. But now, if you look at Scandinavia is the other extreme. You've got three languages Norwegian, Swedish, and Danish, but they can be understood for the most part by speakers of all of them. So it really comes down to what do people say is a language, what do people say is a dialect. Okay, now that I've explained that, we can look at Scots. Scots is a very varied language. There are some types of Scots that are very close to English that almost sound like Scottish English, and then there's some that are very different and have lots of different words and different pronunciation and stuff. So while it's fair to say the Scots is quite different to English in a lot of ways, you could also be it's also fair to say in with some varieties that it's a very divergent kind of English, because English is only English because we called it English, and like my ancestors called it English, and the people in England called it English. So is Scots a language? Yes, you could see it as a language. Is it a separate language? No, not really. It's halfway between a dialect and a language, so it really depends what specific part you're talking about. I think the other problem with Scots is that there's no standard orthography, and it doesn't have this huge body of literature and stuff which you can read, and you don't need literature for something to be a language, but it definitely helps kind of get the word out, and it builds up the prestige of the language, and it also gets other people interested in it. So I hope that was a good answer to your question. Okay, well, I think that about wraps it up here. If you've got any questions for me, you can leave it in the comments of this video, or you can write a post on Silly Linguistics, the Facebook group, or you can send me a message on my Facebook page. See the Vagabond and Silly Linguist. Cheers, guys.